Welcome back to Journey to 100K MRR. This is episode 6 or 7 or whatever, but we'll go ahead and dive into revenue. So for the year, over $500,000 for the year, which is pretty cool, especially since started off this year only making around 30K a month. But if we go to this month, I think we're at 68. So last month, September. So if we go there, I think we were right around 68. Let's see, 68.9. So just under 69,000 in total revenue, and then profit 31-ish. Once again, we had a lot of expenses that are just kind of one-time stuff that I think we could cut out pretty easily. But anyways, so I just wanted to kind of touch on 5 things. So number one being one of our 3,000. It's something that I've been saying kind of over and over to myself and also over and over to Carly, as we've got kind of the ads working. The ads are working decent. We're booking a decent amount of calls. We're probably, we did like 60 calls one week, and then we did like 45 or 50 calls, and we probably did like 35 this week. And so it's kind of gone down a little bit, but I think we're kind of getting to a groove where like the ads are kind of leveling out, and they're being consistent, and they're continuing to produce results. And so with that, we've also had a lot of kind of bad fit customers, bad fit people on the calls that don't use a CRM, they don't use a software that holds all their contact information, and so it's hard for us to help them out, And so it sucks because we pay $150 to get them to book a call. People don't show up. We sift through the no-shows, and then people get there, and then we can't help them out, and they sound excited about it, but it's like, so we're trying to say, hey, you can add contacts manually or whatever. But at the end of the day, something we've been saying is like, they're not one of the 3,000. Like if we have 3,000 businesses paying us every month, that would be amazing. We're at around 550 right now, I think. If we had 3,000 a month, like that would be an amazing business. It'd be a sellable business, and considering things on the back end, as long as they were in order and good and not crazy. But it'd be a great business. And so it's honestly just on to the next. The market is so massive. Like there are tens of millions of businesses just in America that need this service, and then around the world there's hundreds of millions of businesses that could use this service. And so or maybe 50 million. I'm not trying to oversay it, but basically we need 3,000. So it's like we just need 3,000. That's all we need. So if they're not, just move on to the next. And so that's what we've been saying. It also helps with kind of my second point, was like the world domination view of business that I kind of come from all the time, where it's like we need to own the market and grow, massive company, whatever. And what that does is it makes me think about like the big players in the space, the big CRMs, the big other review softwares out there. And it makes me just kind of think that we need to add, and do this, do that, the other. And the thing that gives me peace and solace is like I said, like we just need our 3,000. Like yes, Jobber, House Call Pro, HighLevel, which whatever, they can go take over the world and grow to billions and billions, and that's great. But the fact of the matter is, for the foreseeable future, there will always be millions of kind of businesses in the flux that could use a service like ours, and we just need a couple thousand of those to have an amazing business. And so I've just been trying not to get caught up in the world domination thing, because it gets a little bit honestly just depressing when it's like, what I've found is that with the reviews, like there's other CRMs and stuff that can do that have review features and stuff. And it's honestly, once people use us over their CRM or over their built-in text or something like that, then they're stuck. They stay there or whatever. The thing that concerns me a little bit when I get a little bit down is that they're going to these CRMs first that have like the built-in text or whatever, and have like a small little review feature. And they start using that, and it works okay, and they just kind of get comfortable there, and then it kind of just like closes them off out of the market to like needing more. That's what I've seen. Like that's a little bit of a harder sell. But anyways, like I said, we don't need to dominate the world. We don't need to have every single small business owner in America or whatever. We just need our 3,000, and that would make it really, really freaking cool business. And the other thing I want to talk about is shiny object syndrome has been really real. I've hopped on calls with other affiliates or people in my affiliate community, other people using HighLevel, making money and stuff, and like hearing the ways they're doing it, high ticket stuff or high ticket and then like lower recurring. Like I talked to a guy, and the episode will be coming out soon probably. Ollie, he's in our community. He scaled like 10K a month with reviews, and then he kind of switched up his offer to a ranking offer, an offer that I've pretty much sold before. I pretty much sold the exact thing before for like 4K and or like 3K. I forget what it was, and he made 30K in his first month. So he basically just upsold all his review customers who already knew, like, and trust him to this ranking offer to get them rank. And like, we're on the podcast and we're talking about like, what do you do? And like in my head, I know it's like, it's this on the Google Business Profile. It's the list on the on page. It's this on the off page SEO. It's like doing X, Y, Z, getting the reviews. Like I've done all that. And like, I'm just like, dang, we've got over 600, probably 1,000 people that have worked with us that do sort of know, like, and trust us, that we could, sell that upsell offer to for a couple $1,000s. And you're like, that could be, that could get us to 100K MRR, like that. Because like right now the MRR is broken down to Review Harvest is definitely taken over. It's like 36 of that is Review Harvest, and then 32 or whatever is the HighLevel affiliate stuff, I think. And so yeah, that's just kind of been the shiny object syndrome has been so real there. At the same time, I think there is an argument that like we could have that offer as an upsell, and we could price it to where it still provides a lot of value for the person, but we could also price it to where like it gives us a lot of cash where we can go back and dump money back into ads. Because if we could change our 30-day cash for a client from to $150 to, let's say, 20% of them taking the upsell offer of 2K up front, I mean that triples our 30-day cash, or I don't know exactly what it would do, but it would add a lot more to 30-day cash. We'd spend a lot more money on ads, and we could just reinvest pretty heavily. It's just, once again, figuring out the operations of that, making sure we're not diluting our service. Because I know for a fact, like if I had unlimited time, like I could serve every one of those people, and 95% of them would get great results, and the 5% that wouldn't, we probably wouldn't sell, because I would know. But it's like, all right, well now I'm back on sales calls. How do I train somebody else on how to sell this? I haven't done it before. I know I could do it, but it's like, all right, you got to do that. And then like on delivery side, it's like, all right, we got to figure out all the SOPs and all the stuff. And now I'm becoming a service provider, a marketing agency, a service provider, instead of a software. And so it's custom stuff. It's headaches and stuff like that. And so it's just, I don't know. Shiny object syndrome is very real there. So just trying to keep pushing it down. What I probably will do to kind of quench that thirst a little bit is I probably will make some more YouTube videos about it for anybody in my HighLevel community and stuff. I was like, hey, here's the offer. I do probably have some of my old onboarding calls and sales calls when I sold that, and so I could probably find that. Here's the offer. Here's what I did. Here's how to do it, and give them kind of a step-by-step SOP for all that, just to kind of quench my thirst on that, Last thing, actually two more things. One is I am so freaking bullish on HighLevel. Like right now, I've been that way for a while now, but I saw sneak peeks of stuff that they're releasing, and just the way that they've gone about it, and they've just silently just become massive. And now, like I said in a recent video, we've hopped on calls with thousands of business owners in the last I've probably hopped on over 4,000 calls with local business owners in the last couple of years. And one thing that I've noticed consistently in the last 500 calls I've been on is that so many of them are using HighLevel at some point in their business. And a lot of times they even know it's HighLevel now. It's like, yeah, marketing agency we work with, they use HighLevel, so we have a sub account. I'd probably say 25 to 30% of the people we're hopping on calls with are using HighLevel. And so that makes it a massive opportunity to help these local businesses implement HighLevel, create content around it or whatever. It's just an absolute massive opportunity. I think HighLevel is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And so that is also a little bit of another thing for Shiny Object. It makes me want to take less time focused on Review Harvest and make more videos about HighLevel. But it's like finding that balance between Review Harvest is my asset, that is our asset that we can build and we can sell. The affiliate stuff is obviously affiliate pay, so it's great, but it's not really an asset. I mean, the audience that we build around it is an asset, but But yeah, it's not like my own business, which there's been plenty of perks to that. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on is like with Review Harvest. I've been kind of like, I'm pretty hard on myself on growth. I want to grow faster. But like, if you look at the numbers, like we've added a couple thousand MRR very consistently for like the last 4 or 5 months when I've been focused on marketing, which is funny because like for the longest time, I wasn't even really focused on marketing. I was just like trying to figure out the software and the processes and all that stuff. But like now I've been very focused on marketing, and like we're adding a couple $1,000s in MRR, especially now that we switched the pricing, not doing pay-per-view anymore. We're doing subscription-based pricing. Like we are consistently adding a couple $1,000s in MRR. And I think last month we added probably the most MRR we had in a while. And so I can kind of see that growth trajectory of like what we're doing is working. The plan that we laid out was basically like, hey, I'm going to spend a lot of my time focused on ads and content. So ads, getting people in the door, booking them, following up, closing people on demos, onboarding calls, etc. And then if I'm not working on the ads, I'm doing content. So we're doing content around reviews for long forms, short form, whatever, and then we'll use all of all that content we get from kind of our content engine in the ads. And so we're creating content based, period. That's getting done. It's podcasts with our guests. It's podcasts with people in the space. It's me talking head videos about Google Business Profiles, about reviews, whatever. And some of those videos have got traction. Some of them I just like get 200 views or 100 views. But what I'm saying is like that base of content and then investing the best and then taking the best content we get and putting into ads, just like that as our marketing plan is working. It's just not working as quickly or as fast as I'd like to. But that's the thing with the plan. Just because you make this plan, you say, hey, we're going to do this to grow the business. And then it might take 2 years till that plan comes to fruition. But, months 3 through 6, you might feel like it's failing. Months 3 through 12 or 15, you might feel like it's failing. But if the plan is still right, and a lot of times any plan executed well will work. It's really just the fact that what I have been victim of is creating a plan, executing on the plan for like a month or two, saying this plan isn't working, and then creating a plan again. And so you're just in this constant state of like changing things, trying new things, changing things, instead of just sticking to you make this plan and it's gonna work if I execute on it and I give it the time. And that's the thing, like I feel like that with this I've given it time and it is showing promise. And so yeah, it's just sticking to it, honestly. I think you still want to write in pencil a little bit where you're like, all right, here's a tweak here and there we can do. Like, for example, with our sales process, our onboarding process, like we're trying to add a VSL right now to kind of increase the quality of our calls, or adding a little bit more friction on the lead form. Like all that stuff is going to change, and that's just stuff that you tweak constantly. But the overall plan is like, hey, we're creating content. We're using the best content to create ads. Like that's our focus on marketing, because we could focus on 100 things. We could focus on franchises. We could focus on partnerships. We could focus on a million different things. How to trade shows. I mean, we could focus on so many different things. Cold outreach, cold calling, whatever. But this is the one that I enjoy most, is creating the content. And I think ads are a high leverage way of getting business. And so, that's kind of the plan that we've gone through, and it's working. It's just, I think it'll take some time to really start cranking out, but it's definitely not working. And so, that's all I got. If you stayed this far for the Yapathon, wow, good on you. But this was great. I really appreciate y'all's support and watching the videos. If you don't mind liking it and commenting what you think. And if you're interested in building a business like Review Harvest, I basically give away everything I learned and everything. It took me 1.5 years to learn using HighLevel to onboard these people and sell these people or whatever. I give it away all for free. If you sign up with my link to HighLevel down below in the description, you'll get an extended 30-day trial instead of the normal 14-day trial. And so check it out if you're interested in that. If not, I got a bunch of other videos for free on the channel. And just like parting word, if you're doing this, if you are trying to make money online, trying to make money with your marketing, and you're watching this video, I just know it so deep in my core now. Like, anyone really can do it. Like literally anyone can do it. It's just how bad do you want it? It really is. Because like I tell these people, and I've said this before, but sometimes I talk to people, I'm like, they kind of know stuff, but they don't have that it factor, which is they're just relentless, just relentless. Like they will do whatever it takes. And like, if you will do whatever it takes, and if you will be relentless, and I say whatever, like not whatever, but like if you're willing to sacrifice a lot of things in your life, like you don't have to sacrifice your family, you don't have to sacrifice your health, you don't have to sacrifice your faith, there's a couple of things, but if you're willing to like simplify your personal life and go all in and really, really focus, the world is yours. You can create the business you want. And now that I've been doing this for a couple of years now, I've just been surrounding myself with more and more people that I'm just like, yeah, anybody can do this, as long as you're willing to put in the work. And so anyways, that's enough for my yapathon. Y'all are probably annoyed, but you're still watching the video. So like, subscribe, call your mother, tell her to watch this video as well. Peace.